of bringing it behind the needle. And bury that thread end. Now I'm going to sink the needle just to hold the hoop for me. Is that, let the machine do the work for you. If I've got my needle out of the fabric, this is, and I'm tugging, things are going to get mispositioned. I might break a needle. So let the needle hold your work. I'm going to do a, stay in there, get my foot off the pedal, which is probably a good idea anyway. I'm going to do a simple overhand knot. Boy, and I'm not in view. And notice that I'm pulling on the, see, it looks kind of like a pretzel. I'm going to use my stiletto in the right hand side, and then I can pull it into spot. If I try to pull on the left hand, I'm going to get just a knot here around my stiletto.
Yeah.
So if you will pull in the right hand side of that pretzel, it'll take that knot right up to where your needle is.
How tight do you want it?
What was the question?
What type, how tight do you want that knot?
Not terribly tight. I want it kind of loose.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to take a stitch just kind of at the top to secure it. Okay, and that's the center of your rose.
Cool. Is that
Very cool.
Now, the thing here, my ribbon is in front of me, just where I've told you I want it all day long. But I really want my needle over here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to needle walk around that little knot. And now I've got my needle in position for my first little rolled petal. This is a full flip of the ribbon, so that you actually see that bias. Do you see it? The first one's kind of awkward because it's such a short distance. And then all I need is a stitch right there in that corner.
In the corner of the ribbon?
Uh-huh. Let me stitch ahead.
Which corner is it?
It's the right-hand corner.
Okay.
Let me stitch ahead where I need my next petal. And I'm stitching ahead about the same width as the ribbon is about how far I'm going. Now this is not enough of a flip. If you've turned it just like this, that's not enough. You really need a full flip so that you see a little triangle and you see that bias.
Okay.
Where would my stitch go? Surprise, my needle's ready. It's right there, it's ready. Okay, so that's the idea of having your, walking ahead with your needle and being ready to take that one little stitch. Okay, I'm going to turn my hoop and walk ahead for the next one. I'm turning the ribbon over to the right using my quill. And they're firm. They're going to go through the wash. Just that one stitch is enough to hold each petal. But if you get in the habit of turning your hoop so that where you're trying to stitch is right there in your vision. Okay, now I had that a little bit too fluffy. Do you see it? It doesn't have much definition. So I'm just kind of easing some of it out.
That honestly looks like a rose.
It does. And that cool.
Yay.
Honestly does.
Well,
But I think what helps it look like a rose is that triangle. When you've got that little bias fold, and you're only going to get that if you've done a full flip. You're not going to get it if you just bend the ribbon over.
And that variegated.
Doesn't it make it pretty?
It's
I'm real pleased with that. But okay, see where my needle is here? I've made my stitch, I've tacked my ribbon. Okay, if I do my curl too soon, my needle's in the wrong spot. I'm either going to hit the ribbon or I'm going to fight with it. Let's get the needle ready first.
Kitty, do you remember how to do the knot?
It's a simple overhanded. Let me show you again. I think I'm going to end this one. And so to end it, no, it needs another pass. It needs one more. Now each time I move my needle ahead, I want to try to get, now that's getting me confused. If I look up, everything's backwards to me. I want to get my needle up as close to the previous petal as I can. If I'm out here too far, I'm going to have a gap in my rose. I'm going to see fabric. For my final petal, all I'm going to do is walk ahead and bend that ribbon. You know how to do this. So it looks like it's gone down into the fabric again. And bury that edge. Now, you can, it looks kind of it's really magnified, and as I'm looking at it up close, I don't really see that raw edge, but I'm seeing it up on the screen. What I'm going to do is take just one of the previous petals and drag it down. I'm using, again, I've taken the foot off the foot pedal, and just like you did your bead, and just kind of drag it down over it. And that'll help hide that edge. Okay. Tell me,
Can you
Mary.
get a second? Can you come back and show me how to do